There's like a, all right, I'm just going to do it.
Cool. I'll go dig it up. Okay.
Take a look.
See ya. See ya.
Well, I feel like this is not really built for me here.
Is that your first time behind the,
This is awkward.
put the mic down?
Is it?
It looks like it's a big black thing on me.
Thank you, Coach. Good looking out. Right? Sorry for the large black thing on my nose. All right. Well, thanks for being here. This is a great event to be after the men, and appreciate you guys all being here. We're coming off a good weekend. Beat BYU at home. Broke the attendance record on Saturday, which was great. Incredible atmosphere. We appreciate everybody coming out. So we're doing well, and just got to keep getting better. I know that's coach speak and pretty predictable, but that's really the truth. So we've got 3 games left in our non-conference, and then we get into really tough Pac-12 play. There's, as of yesterday, 5 Pac-12 teams in the top 25 and for women's basketball, and several of us others getting votes, and so the league continues to just be really, really tough. So we have to get better. We have to continue to push. So that's kind of where we're at today.
I'm multitasking here. How do you not get comfortable? Because things are going well, and you sweep the awards for the first time.
Yeah.
So how do you not get comfortable at this point?
Well, I think that comes from me, from our staff, that we didn't set out the year. Our goal was not to start, 8-0 and win some Pac-12 awards. Our goal was to win games in the Pac-12 that we haven't won in the past few years. Just we have to win a couple more than we haven't been able to finish out. And so we know that it's going to be really hard. And this league is, like I mentioned, all the good teams. So how do we not relax? Continue to remind them that this wasn't our goal coming into the year, right? We didn't want, we never have been talking about winning at this point. We've been talking about getting better and what's our identity and how do we stick to that and how do we continue to push ourselves. And so it starts with us. I mean, yesterday we had a hard conditioning day because of some stuff off the court, just not taking care of, just missing appointments or being late to whatever. And so we're just not relaxing. I'm not taking my thumb off these guys because I do think we have a potential to be a great team. But that'll be proven when it's all said and done in March.
Lynn, you guys are getting a phenomenal number of steals per game. Can you just talk about is there a big emphasis on that in the offseason, and how big of a role is that playing in your success this year?
Well, it is a huge part of it because steals, obviously, it's a live ball turnover by the other team, so you're able to get it and go, and it's going to create, no matter what, or more often than not, a advantage break going for us the other way. 3-on-2, 2-on-1, 4-on-2 kind of situation, and we're really pretty good in those transition situations. So coming into the year, we've talked about this, but I thought we would have, at least 2 traditional centers, and we lost, Mo Corbin to an ACL in September, and the freshman post player from Spain that we signed didn't get into school yet, and that was 6'5", 6'4", and so when we lost those guys, we kind of had to regroup and say, okay, what are we going to do defensively? Because we're not, we get to Pac-12 play, we're going to not be as big as some of those other teams. But I do think we have the ability to score, and I think we've got length and athleticism. So if you have those 2 things, athleticism, length, and then you've got kids that can get out and run and score, it makes sense to try to defensively turn up the pressure. We call it disruption pressure, like just be disruptive. You don't have to come up with a steal, but just disrupt. And we've been able to get a lot of live ball steals, which has resulted in us kind of beating teams pretty convincingly because of that.
Can you break it down a little bit? Like what aspects of your team's game are you happy with so far, and what needs to get better?
I'm very happy with our kind of shot selection right now. I mean, we're not perfect, but I do think. Coach K was talking about giving up a good shot to create a great one, and I think this team is pretty unselfish, and there's nobody that's out there trying to get theirs or, trying to score for themselves. I think their objective is for us to get great shots, and if it's me, great. If it's you, great. and so I think they're really unselfish, which has been fun to see, and I think it's fun to play that style too. I think players, once they start having success in it, it kind of is. It's a big snowball effect with that. It just you kind of get better and better at it. So that's been fun. I think we need to get better, and I'll be saying this all year long with our half court execution. We just need to, because it is that slippery slope of being an up-tempo, fast team, taking advantage of those advantage breaks, but then knowing when to kind of hit the brakes, pull it back out, and get a great shot. I thought we were pretty good with BYU at that. We were better with them. I mean, that was improvement, but we still need to get better. But I think that BYU game was a really good game. I thought BYU played very well. They were ready to play. Jetty's a good coach. He had them ready to roll, and it was a good back-and-forth game. So it was a good test for our execution, but we're going to continue to hammer that.
Was there anything about the development of your freshmen that surprised you or that you feel like is ahead of schedule?
Yeah, coming into the year, I knew they were all talented. Obviously, we wouldn't recruit them if we didn't think, and they were all highly recruited and sought after, and so we knew that they would be, impact players here. I just wasn't sure when. You never really know until they get into this level day in and day out and kind of the mentality that they have, and I wasn't sure if they'd be ready to roll this season in terms of impact, and thank heavens they are, because it's not like we have a lot of other options. We've got 5 freshmen out of 10 that are playing. But yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of them. I think it's fun to see kind of their growth and honestly kind of their mental toughness to be able to just step in and be ready to go. That'll be I'm hopeful, and it'll be interesting to see if we can sustain that through Pac-12 play, because that will come with some adversity, that conference play, and how do we respond to that when they've never been there, never done it. So we'll see. But as of now, yeah, I think they're doing fantastic.
Megan's leadership, obviously losing the centers changed what you would ask of her.
Yeah.
And so how has she evolved or changed or stepped up to the challenge?
She's done a really good job. I mean, she is such a talent, and anybody that watches us play can see that. But, and I was telling somebody yesterday, last year she was Robin to Batman, and this year she's Batman. And there's an adjustment that comes with that. And you kind of have to, it takes a while to be like, oh, shoot, that's on me, and so, but the process she's done a good job with it, and that's hard. I do think she isn't trying to do too much, which is a positive. She's not, she started off the game a little shaky against BYU, missed, I think she went 0 for 6 to start the game, but then the second half went 10 for 13, and so that's a testament to just her kind of toughness and talent. So yeah, I think she's doing a good job. She's not a grab you by the shirt type of leader that's gonna, mandate that you fall in line, but she's gonna work her tail off and compete and lead that way. Yes.
500 games. Can you reflect on that? Does it seem like you've been
Is that right?
I guess the BYU game was your 500th game.
Always with a fun
That's a lot of
fact, Eric.
games.
That is a lot. And I'm only 26, so that's weird. Wow, I didn't know that. But I do feel like I've been doing this a while, and I've been really blessed to be given opportunities to be a head coach. I was 25 when I got my first head job, and so I was fortunate to get the opportunities. And I've learned by being thrown in the deep end, and by messing up and learning how to do things better and be better. And so I did not know this was my 500th game. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't my 500th win, but getting there. We'll get there. So yeah, I'm so fortunate to be able to do this for a living. It's the best job in the world. It's challenging. There's pressure. It's hard. It's a lot of time away from home, but there's nothing better. It's a great, great job. So I'm happy to be here. I love it. So hopefully here's to 500 more. Yeah, they're competitive. Former assistant here, Valeda Harris, so she's the new head coach there. So anytime a new coach comes in, there's always the teams always play with a little more energy and just kind of the honeymoon period maybe. So they play really, really hard. Their guards make them go. So they're going to want to get out and run as well. So yeah, it'll be a competitive game. I'm sure that they have every intent. All these in-state schools, when they come play us or we go play them, they're ready to play. They're ready to compete. So I anticipate a competitive game, and 2 p.m. on Saturday. So hopefully a lot of fans that came out will come check us out again. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.